Here is a question I want you to sit with. How many hours have you spent trying to explain a design idea to someone? A developer, a client, a co founder? And the whole conversation just falls apart because nobody can see what you actually mean. You have got the idea in your head, crystal clear, but you have got no Figma skills. Or you do, and it's going to take you 3 hours to build even a rough version. And by the time it's done, the energy in the room is gone. The moment has passed, and you are back to square one. That's been the gap in product work for years. The gap between having an idea and being able to show it. Claude Design is Anthropic's answer to that gap. And in this video, I am going to show you exactly how it works. From setting up your design system, to building a landing page live, to making animated motion graphics, to getting your work out as a PDF, a PowerPoint, or deployed code. I will also cover the honest stuff, the real pricing, the known bugs, and the tips that will save you tokens. By the end, you will know how to use Claude Design from day one. So the next time you are in that room with an idea nobody can see yet, you will have something to show them. So let's get into it. Claude Design is a product from Anthropic Labs, the experimental side of Anthropic, where they ship things that are real and functional but still being refined. Research preview means it works, it's worth using, but expect some rough edges. And features may continue to change as they refine it. It's powered by Claude Opus 4.7. It lives inside Claude.ai. You access it from an icon in the left sidebar. No separate app, no new login. Here is what it looks like when you open it. Left side, chat interface. Same as regular Claude. Right side, a live canvas where everything Claude generates appears as it's built. And this canvas is not static mockups. The output is live, interactive code running in the browser. You can click through it, hover over elements, test interaction states. It behaves like a real working interface. That distinction matters. If you give it your logo, your code base, a GitHub link, or even just a screenshot of your existing website, it reads all of it. It extracts your color, your type, your spacing, your component patterns. It builds a design system from your actual assets, and every project you run in Claude Design after that uses those assets automatically. So when it builds you a dashboard or a pitch deck or a landing page, it doesn't look like a generic AI output. It looks like yours. That's why brilliant senior product designers said publicly at launch that pages which took 20 plus prompts to recreate in other tools needed only 2 prompts in Claude Design. Their design system was already there. Claude didn't have to guess. This is what a design system looks like once it's been built. Color grid, typography scale, and a component preview. Buttons, cards, input. You can approve it, tweak a font, adjust a color, and then every project inherits it. One tip, if you don't have brand assets yet, before you open Claude Design, spend 5 minutes in regular Claude chat sketching your brand direction. Something like suggest a calm, minimal color palette and font pairing for a SaaS targeting freelancers. Get the decision down in text first, that's free. Then bring those decisions into Claude Design System setup and it has something concrete to build from, rather than generating and regenerating until it guesses right. Design system setup is one of the more token heavy steps, so front loading the thinking saves real budget. When you start a new project, you pick the type that fits what you are building. Prototype is for app screens and interactive product flows, the equivalent of what you have built in Figma. Slide deck is the full presentation builder. Template gives you a structured starting point for landing pages and one pagers. And blank is just that. Start from a prompt. You can also import existing files, PowerPoint, Word, design exports, and have Claude redesign or extend them. Before you type your first design prompt, feed Claude context. This is the step most people skip, and it's exactly why their output looks generic. You can upload screenshots of things you like, visual inspiration, rough sketches. You can link your GitHub repo, and Claude reads your existing components and styling. You can point it at a live URL and it pulls visual elements directly from your actual website. You can drop in a PowerPoint or Word doc and work from that. The more context you give it upfront, the sharper the first output will be. And the sharper the first output, the fewer tokens you spend on iteration. There are 4 ways to refine once something is on the canvas. First is chat, for anything structural, moving sections, adding new ones, changing the whole aesthetic direction, asking for 2 to 3 variations. If you are changing the overall layout or want Claude to explain a decision, do it in chat. Next is inline comments for targeted fixes. Click directly on an element and type what you want changed, faster than describing the location in chat. One known bug: comments sometimes disappear before Claude reads them. If that happens, just paste the same feedback into the chat, same result. Next is direct text edits. Click any text on the canvas and type to change it. No prompt needed, fastest for content fixes. And the last one is custom sliders. This is the one most tutorials don't show. Claude can generate custom adjustment controls for your specific design, spacing knobs, color dials, layout toggles that let you tweak live without reprompting. Ask for it explicitly. Build me sliders to adjust the card padding and accent color. You will see a tweaks button in the interface. That's the toggle for this adjustment system. Leave it on when you want to use the live knobs. One important thing: turn it off when you are using the section editor to select and fix a specific element. If tweaks is on during a section edit, Claude treats the knob values as part of the design input, which can cause the wrong element to get selected. More on that in the bugs section, but now you know why that toggle exists. Okay, let's build something real. I am building a landing page for a SaaS called Tracker, project management for freelancers. No existing brand assets, starting from scratch. Here is my first prompt. Build a landing page for SaaS called Tracker, project management for freelancers. Brand tone, calm, focused, minimal. Like Notion meets linear. Build the design system first. Neutral palette, clean sans serif body, something with slightly more character for the headline. Then build the landing page with a hero, a 3 feature section, a 2 tier pricing table, and a CTA footer. Design system is building. You can see the progress. Color tokens, type scale, component definitions. This runs for a few minutes on a complex system. Good palette, clean type pairing. Watch the canvas. It's building section by section. Applying the design system tokens to every element, the spacing, the type scale, the button styles, all coming from the system we just built. First pass, the hierarchy is clear. The sections are in the right order. Now let me refine it. Small fix first. Make the Pro card dominant, accent border, slightly elevated, most popular label. Now a structural change. Move the feature section above pricing. Add 3 one-line customer codes between features and pricing. Done in a single prompt. This is the rhythm. Prompt, generate, comment for details, chat for structure. Here is the capability that almost every Claude Design video either missed completely or barely touched. Claude Design doesn't just build static screens, it can build animated, code-powered motion graphics and video-styled visuals from a single prompt. Text animation, 3D objects, particle effects, animated explainers from any article or document you paste in. Create a 15-second animated product explainer for Tracker. Key message: freelancers waste hours chasing payments. Tracker tracks time, invoices, and projects in one place. Style: minimal, dark background, clean motion. Text animates in clean transitions. This runs as live code in the browser, which brings me to something important that no other video explained properly. There is no download button, no export to MP4. The animations are live React code running in the browser, not a video file that Claude can hand you. This frustrated a lot of people after launch. The workaround most people find is a screen recording, which works but introduces dropped frames color compression artifacts, and inconsistent quality. The better option, Claude2video.com, free no install. Click share inside Claude Design. Export as standalone HTML. Claude will drop a download link right in the chat. Click it to save the file. Then head to Claude2video.com. Drop that file onto the page and you will have a clean MP4 video version. Download your MP4. It captures every frame directly from the browser engine. The quality is exactly what you see in the tab. No screen recording degradation. That's the workflow nobody told you. Claude Design is positioned for everyone who works around products but is not dedicated designer. Founders, product managers, marketers, and ops people who need to make ideas visible without a design background. That's the primary audience. For designers specifically, this is not a threat to your job. It's a compression of the exploration phase. Use it to generate a dozen directions in the time Figma takes you to build one. Then bring your taste and judgment to the winning direction. 6 export paths, most are self-explanatory. The one worth dwelling on is the Claude Code handoff. When you hit handoff to Claude Code, Claude packages your entire design, components, tokens, assets, markup into a bundle. You pass that to Claude Code with one instruction. Claude Code builds the working application from it. The jump from design prototype to deployed product is one command. No rebuilding from scratch. No go code this up. The design becomes the specification the engineering agent works from. Quick heads up before the next section. The links in the description are affiliate links, which means if you buy through them, I get a small commission at no extra cost to you. I only link things I have actually gone through. And once you have got a working AI product, you still need infrastructure to actually run and deploy it. I have been exploring DigitalOcean Gradient Platform because it simplifies AI app deployment and GPU access compared to a lot of traditional cloud workflows. So if you are building AI tools, agents, or prototypes after using Claude Design, I have linked it below. And just to be transparent, that is an affiliate link, which means I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you if you decide to use it. A few things that make a real difference in output quality. Always lead with the output type. Build a landing page for tells Claude the format immediately. Starting with vague context makes it guess. Mention who it's for and what the goal is. Claude Design thinks about UX. It will ask about paywall movements, onboarding flows, and success criteria. Get ahead of that by including it in the original prompt. If you want multiple directions, ask explicitly. Show me 3 different hero layouts is much faster than iterating one direction and wondering if there is a better option. And use Claude as a reviewer, not just a builder. Review this design for accessibility or what's weak about the information hierarchy here. Claude will give you honest feedback. Let me be straight about the pricing because the confusion here is real. Claude Design is included in your Claude subscription. You don't pay extra, but it runs on its own separate weekly budget. The Pro plan technically includes Claude Design, but one reviewer reported that 2 design sessions consume 58% of their entire weekly Pro budget. And this kind of fast drain was consistently reported across early testers, with multiple people hitting the limit after just 3 to 4 prompts on launch day. One person ran out in 3 questions. Why is it so token heavy? Because Claude Design outputs rich, interactive code, full layouts, animations, component structures, all render live in the browser. Every canvas re-render on iteration costs tokens. It adds up fast. Most hands-on reviewers landed on max 20x the $200 plan as the minimum for using this week to week. The honest comparison, Claude Design wins on extracting a design system from your existing code base. That's something Lovable and V0 don't do natively. It wins on the Claude Code handoff loop, which is the fastest path from design to deploy. Figma wins on precision, real-time collaboration with live cursors, dev mode for developers, and Figma native export. If your design team runs production workflows in Figma, Claude Design is not replacing that. It's an upstream ideation tool. Lovable wins if you need a full stack MVP with a database and auth built in. Claude Design gives you the front end design. Lovable shifts the whole app. The way to think about it: Claude Design, ideation and handoff; Figma, production refinement; Canva, publishing and distribution. They are parts of a relay race, not a replacement race. A lot of Claude Design tutorials covered only the basics and moved on quickly. Here is what most of them didn't get to. The multi-user point specifically. Multiple reviews described it as Figma style real-time collaboration. It is not. You can share a project with edit access and colleagues can open and modify it. But there are no live cursors, no conflict resolution, no simultaneous co-editing in the way Figma works. That distinction matters if you are evaluating this for a design team. Before this tool existed, going from idea to something visual required either design skills, a designer, or hours in professional tool. Now you don't need any of those to get a credible first draft. The entry cost dropped, the time cost dropped, the number of people who can actually show what they mean without a design background went way up. For designers, this is not the end of your job. One way I have heard it framed: Claude Design doesn't replace taste, it eliminates the grunt work around taste. The grid drawing, the component duplicating, the now go export this to HTML phase, that gets compressed. The work that requires judgment, the UX decisions, information hierarchy, reading what a user feels in a flow, that's still yours. The designers who adapt to this will move faster than those who don't. For non designers, if you have ever felt I have a clear idea and no way to show it, that specific bottleneck just got a lot smaller. That's not hype, that's just what happened. If you want to try it, Claude.ai/design, paid plan required. Pro if you want to experiment, max 20x if you want to use it regularly without hitting the ceiling every week. Start with the design system step, don't skip it. Give Claude your brand assets first, and everything you build after will look like yours, not like a template. And once you have got a working AI product, you still need infrastructure to actually run and deploy it. I have been exploring DigitalOcean Gradient Platform because it simplifies AI app deployment and GPU access compared to a lot of traditional cloud workflows. So if you are building AI tools, agents, or prototypes after using Claude Design, I have linked it below. And just to be transparent, that is an affiliate link, which means I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you if you decide to use it. When you are iterating, inline comments for component level fixes, precise, targeted, exactly what you clicked on. Chat for structure and layout changes. Batch multiple changes into one message. One question I want to leave you with: what is the thing you tried to show someone recently that didn't land? Not because the idea was wrong, but because you couldn't make it visible yet. Drop it in the comments. That's the use case I want to make a follow up video about. Not to prove the tool works, because your specific problem is more interesting than any generic demo I could build. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I am Aksa Zafar, and on MLTude, I teach data science and machine learning in a simple step by step way. Practice a little and I will see you in the next video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to MLTude for more AI and machine learning tutorials.